don't like one another.
Oh, there is bad blood brewing between these two teams.
It's gonna be poetic justice.
Everyone on their feet. We got a battle. See you later.
That's the creation rivalry.
Well, it is the 4th annual NBA Rivals Week, a league defined by 80 years of franchise fused, shaped by star-driven showdowns, where, just plain and simple, some nights on the 82-game schedule, they just mean a little bit more. As we welcome you into NBA Countdown, I don't think any enemies or rivals here, right? Michael Malone?
Maybe.
It's early in the show. Let's see how it goes.
There's still plenty of time. Kendrick Perkins, Brian Windhorst, I'm Malika Andrews. Coach, your biggest rival doesn't have to be at this desk. All right,
I go old school. My father, Detroit Bad Boys versus Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
They still talk about that today. That was hate, and I loved
The
every
Jordan
minute
rules.
of it. The
Yeah.
Jordan rules.
There you go. I like that one. I wasn't sure whether or not he'd bring up being the Lakers' daddy or not, but all rivals,
We set the
friends,
trap for him, and he didn't fall
they
in.
have to start somewhere. And maybe one will ignite tonight. After all, every game matters more, right, for Donovan Mitchell and the Cavaliers.
Like
as
Lil
they've,
Swag.
right, gone from having the East's best record last season to
But
six
heavy,
seven.
though.
And then on the other
But
side,
heavy, though.
LaMelo Ball and the Hornets, they've been buzzing as of late. The NBA's best offense in 2026 belongs to Charlotte. Well, let's be real, though. These two teams, they might not have the most storied rivalry, but the Ball brothers, they're going to be going head-to-head tonight. I can speak personally saying whenever your sibling is involved, you know it means a little bit more, right? And there might be even a little bit more than that on the minds of Lonzo Ball and the Cavaliers because don't forget, Charlotte, they knocked off Cleveland this season, as well as 3 of the best in the West, the Thunder, the Lakers, the Nuggets, over their recent 20-game surge here. This is the Charlotte Hornets' one and only game on ESPN this year. And for those who maybe haven't been as locked in on Eric Collins, his phenomenal calls in the Charlotte Hornets this year, what do y'all think is something that they've been missing here?
You know, I think when Knippel was coming into the league last year, I had some people that I really trust compare him to Klay Thompson. And I was like, whoa.
It's a big
That's a little bit
comparison,
ridiculous.
Wendy.
So I've been watching him recently. They might have the wrong Splash Brother. I know it sounds crazy, but when you watch how this guy is taking the league by storm, the three-pointers per game, look, it's a different era. Look at the percentage, look at the age, and you know what, Coach? He's like Steph in that you can't catch him. One of his great things that he does is move without the ball, pass and relocate.
Right.
They set a ton of screens. If you don't know about Knippel, if you didn't watch him at Duke, watch the way he impacts the game. Watch how he attacks the Cavs tonight, especially in their three-point defensive struggles.
NBA history already, right? Fastest to make 100 threes. And Keegan Murray sitting out in Sacramento saying, my record's about to be blown out of the water. 206 rookie-made threes, Knippel. I call him King Khan. That guy he's about all that. And he and LaMelo Ball, really exciting backcourt.
LaMelo Ball has been healthy this year largely. The last 3 seasons he struggled to be on the floor here, Perk, but largely, and credit to Charles Lee, the way that they've been managing his minutes, he's been the head of the snake this year.
He has, but it's a bigger picture here with the Hornets.
Okay.
Right? This is a young group that's on the rise. And when I look at that, they got to start from somewhere is character and culture. And when you're trying to establish, like they're doing, culture, everything is not going to be cookies and cream, and everything damn sure ain't going to be peaches and cream, right? You going to have disagreements. You going to have your good times. You going to have your bad times. And I look at this young group as like newlyweds, right? When you think about all the rumors between Charles Lee and LaMelo not being on the same page at time, him getting benched in the fourth quarter since Charles Lee has been there, made me go back to think about the Celtics, right? Doc Rivers, Paul Pierce, when he first got there, Doc Rivers, Paul was, wasn't playing at his best in the fourth quarter, and Doc took him out and benched him the entire fourth, and they had a back and forth on the bench. And Paul said, what, in his Cali voice, what, you don't want me here? Well, get me out of here.
I will say the people in Charlotte say that LaMelo has been supportive. They don't play him as a starter on the second night of back-to-backs. They've reduced his minutes. You said, so he's played 17 straight games. The 18th game he's playing in a row tonight, that's a victory for the Hornets. They want to stack those up more than they're worried about his stats. And so far, they tell me that he's buying into that.
Well, that's a great thing. Once again, when you have your coach and your emerging star and LaMelo Ball on the same page, this coach, everything else is go
Rookie of the Year, one-time All-Star, 0 playoff appearances. So if he wants to win, if he wants to get to the postseason, for people to take him for real, he's got to accept that coaching.
And right now,
want that coaching.
Absolutely. They're about 3 games out of the play-in picture, and it's not crazy to think that they could climb up into that space, especially because LaMelo Ball has some help now. You mentioned Knippel. You've been waiting to talk about him all day, really. He's been an elite three-point shooter, and he's doing it in a variety of ways, right? He's shooting 52% on step backs. That's tied for the best in the NBA. He's shooting 50% on three-pointers off the dribble, best in the NBA, and our best, Tim Legler and Richard Jefferson. They're on the call tonight, and they are with Con for a very special edition of Court Work. Hey, guys.
Thanks, Malika. What's going on? We're here with Tim Legler and Knippel. He's going to go through some demonstrations of how he's able to get open and create some space for that three-point shot. Legs?
One of the first actions, Con, I know you're heavily involved in as a screener. Yeah. Most people think that's counterintuitive, but when you screen, it's a good way to get open for a three. So let's talk about how you set a screen, slip out for your shot, and what your reads are when you're looking at that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
If we go right here.
Ball handler in the middle.
Ball handler in the middle. One of the actions we do here is just a guard-to-guard pick and roll. And so I'm reading Richard's hips. Typically teams will try to guard it straight up straight up if they can. Some teams will weak it. Okay. So if Richard, you're weakening it, you're forcing him left. If I see these open legs, as soon as I see his feet facing this way, I'm getting out. Because then we make this defender on the ball and the guy guarding me make a decision who's stopping the ball. So if my guy stays in there to stop the ball, I'm popping out for a three. If he doesn't stop the ball, you're going downhill getting a layup because he's got to speed.
So on that exact action, talk to us about how you go from that position to where you now got to turn as you're moving to get those hips swiveled so you catch the ball facing the basket. Just talk about the mechanics of your footwork.
I mean, I think most importantly is just getting your shoulders square to the basket. So when I'm coming out here, you get downhill, I'm slipping out. I do like a reverse pivot, get as much separation as I can to then get into my 1-2 left right into it.
So you come back off the three-point line to step back into it for your rhythm.
Yep, I'll get out here with the reverse pivot, get away, and come back right into it.
Okay.
The second action we know that you're involved a lot is when you're handling the basketball. Yep. I call it a passing chase. There's different terminology for it, but when you've got a teammate here that some people are thinking is about to set a ball screen, but instead you hit, and then what is your read to then come for that dribble handoff when you're looking at your defender?
Yeah, typically if we got teams that are icing it or forcing us towards the baseline, these get actions that we call them are important because then we can come back here and avoid the defense and your defender, the center. He's going over there on the ice to try to stop the ball. So then my read is just, get downhill if I can or if I'm coming up.
Trying to get as much separation from the screener as you can as you take this handoff. Like, are you going to cover 5, 6, 8 feet as you come off, as you get into your shot because somebody's chasing you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely especially because your defender is probably going to be somewhere over here. He's going to be a little bit behind the play. So the more separation I can get from Richard here from the defender would be good.
I'm just letting him know that if I was guarding him, he wouldn't get separation. 100%. That would be my only purpose.
Well, it depends. Now he would because you're in a suit and you don't play anymore.
Yeah, and I wear Depends. That's probably half the problem. So, well, Malika, that's Knippel, Tim Legler, Richard Jefferson.